Around 2 weeks ago, the latest and greatest FNAF fan game, A Bite at Freddy's, was released. Aside from its incredible character designs, nice humor, and genius gameplay, which I'll get to soon, it also does the one thing that Security Breach needed to do but could never do. All of Security Breach's trailers and teasers try to make it look like some kind of sick horror game, but we all know how true that ended up being. On the other hand, A Bite at Freddy's advertises itself as the fun and silly game that it is up front and never tries to be what it isn't. Because of that honest marketing, you get exactly what you expect from A Bite at Freddy's, a silly and fun gaming experience. There's probably some plot relevance there. Are those Freddles? I just whacked my microphone. The game starts with a cutscene from Freddy's point of view, a bit like the opening cutscene in FNAF 2, but less terrifying. We can see a bit of Bonnie and Chica to either side of us, along with two shadowy figures in front of us. By what they're saying, it seems like one just repaired the animatronics, and that this location has been closed for a bit. Right as the cutscene fades out, one last line of text from the guy with the cowboy hat says, "Hey, how about you stay around for a bit? I cook a mean, unintelligible." The text is gone so quickly that you have to pause it and look later to fully read it, meaning it must be important. My first thought was that the game was trying to tell us that we play as the technician who just fixed the animatronics, but I don't think that can be the case, because before we begin the first night, we circle a newspaper spot that only advertises a job involving testing the food delivery system. I think this is supposed to imply that this first guy didn't make it out of Freddy Fazbear's Grill that night. Oh, I like that little... little Pac-Man endoskeleton mouth. That's beautiful. See what the vibes are here. Earth doomed to implode. Wait. In this video, you'll be hearing from two people, Live Johnny and Narrator Johnny. Live Johnny can't hear me, no matter how loud I yell. What was that?
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play.
Howdy.
I expected him to read out the whole thing, so I was just awkwardly waiting. Howdy! We're greeted by a beautiful phone with an equally beautiful hat, giving us an introduction to our new job at Freddy Fazbear's Grill. His hat looks exactly like the one Larry wears in that one VeggieTales story, so I'm calling this guy Larry for the rest of all time. He tells us that it's our job to sit in the office and confirm orders as they get to us, and we even get to eat the order. In our office, we have a lever to stop the conveyor belt and a button to shut off the lights in the office. In the cameras, we have the option to enable and disable the conveyor belt doors in certain cameras. When the food gets sent to its first stop, so the food's here. My food looks okay. This is the exact opposite of what you should do. You're supposed to click that massive glowing yellow button to confirm the order, not inspect the food. When an animatronic looks like it's about to climb into the food delivery system, you have to make sure to close the door. Otherwise, well, you'll see. What was that? Hi. When Chica enters your office, do not do this. I don't know why I didn't die right here. Also, the character designs in this game are fantastic. There will be a section dedicated to them in just a few minutes. Hopefully, Live Johnny shows us what we actually need to do when Chica shows up in our office soon. Use the toy pistol to get rid of... Oh, I have a... Oh. Did I just waste my one shot? No! Don't worry, you have infinite ammo. Here's a rare occurrence of Live Johnny actually knowing what he's doing the first time around. Bonnie? So I turn my power off with Bonnie, right? That's right. Bonnie is the only animatronic affected by the lights. Dealing with Chica is a bit less intuitive. Hi, Chica. Did I miss? If you fail to strike Chica right between the eyes with your gun, she'll jump scare you, which thankfully didn't happen here. If you hear anything fishy going on the conveyor belts, pull the lever, and that somehow gets rid of whoever's in there. I don't like how that sounds. Am I too late? That seems like a good thing. And just a few short minutes later, this happened. Oh, wait. Does that mean While we figure out how to sort that out, let's review everything we learned from night 1. Shut the conveyor belt door if an animatronic tries to crawl through it, shoot Chica between the eyes with a little toy gun if she appears behind your desk, and turn out the lights to make Bonnie leave when he shows up at the back of your office. This is why I love this game. It isn't necessarily scary, but like I said, it never claimed to be scary, and the game mechanics are just so unique and challenging. If it doesn't sound challenging yet, trust me, things escalate for poor Live Johnny as we advance through the game. We replace the light bulb and move on to the second course. The second course is technically night 2. We go back back to the beginning of course 2 if we die, but as far as the storyline of the game goes, this is still our first night on the job. The base game consists of 3 courses, with an optional final course and an additional custom night. For course 2, Larry introduces us to a new office mechanic, which somehow adds a new camera to the map. It's a vent camera. Now we have a conveyor belt to our left and a gaping vent directly above us. Said gaping vent is used only by Freddy. To stop him from getting to us, we have to block his path with our fan button. Where is Freddy? Oh no. As soon as Freddy became active, something strange happened. The voices in my head began telling me to wait until Freddy gets right up in front of the camera before activating the vent fan. But before Live Johnny could give in to said voices, this happened. Where's Chico? Let's go! I really don't want to trust you guys. I think I heard some of them rusty screws pop out in the conveyor. Am I gonna have to crawl into the conveyor? My hat's too big to fit inside there, so if you could head in and swap them out for me. This is the exact moment my relationship with Larry took a turn for the worst. I'll shut down the conveyor from my side. Do I trust you on that? No. But you know what? This is the one part of the game that I wasn't a big fan of, mostly because the gameplay wasn't very intuitive. Larry has us removing and replacing screws in the conveyor, and we have to pull on these little guardrails in front of us, in front of the animatronics to stop them from reaching us. But if we click on a screw when an animatronic arrives, we can't activate the guardrail until we put the screw in its correct place. Just put in screws. You know what? The screw was stuck in my hand. What am I supposed to do? The screw is in my hand. Okay, that worked. I don't see a spot to put the screws in. Guys. Oh, there we go. Got it. Oh, that's it? It's a cool minigame concept, but I'm not sad that it only lasts a couple minutes. Course 3, the night 5 of this game, introduces us to one new animatronic, Foxy, the member of the group with my personal favorite character design. I will definitely talk about that soon. Larry does his best to explain how Foxy works. If the cameras start having trouble, give them a refresh through the backstage camera. Is it adding new cameras or no? If a robot messes with some old wires in the back, a refresh could shock them away. Okay, great, so we're shocking them now. He peeks out of his lab every now and again and will eventually end up in cam 9 with the camera wires in his mouth. So should I shock Foxy now? Yes, Johnny, they're in his mouth. You should probably shock him. I'm gonna shock him now. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but he looks angry whenever I do that. Live Johnny was finally able to get enough time to listen to the voices in his head and let Freddy get dangerously close before turning on the fan. I'm gonna wait for Freddy to get closer. Thanks for that. And his head is in my office. I'll take that. As fun as it is, if you want to win this game, never do this to Freddy. His headless body stays alive and becomes much more aggressive than normal Freddy. Foxy's back in his... Freddy is mad. Oh no. I didn't know that was something Freddy could do. So you don't want to kill Freddy, because I just got rid of him. During the third course, I had a major realization. One that absolutely rocked my world. You see, this game has a twist villain, and like any good twist villain, he was right under our noses from the start. Why is that hat moving? Oh, it's the manager. Wait, then the manager's not any help. What are you doing in there? You're supposed to be helping me. You're just gonna watch the animatronics destroy me? Now that my trust in Larry is forever tarnished, I can move on to how it feels to play this game. Oh, I predicted that. Yes. That was such an... I can't believe I got that one. Even following the simplest sound cues in this game is immensely satisfying. It made me feel like a genius every time I caught an animatronic in the conveyor belt system. The only thing more satisfying than blocking Chica or Bonnie is this. Oh. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Freddy ain't got nothing. Okay. Dude, what are you doing in Camp 5? Don't you... Do you really not want to pay me that bad? That's all we need to do. Thanks for the help. Right. Head over to the dining area. Oh yeah, sure. That's all we need to do, and I'll get you on your way. Oh yeah, I'm sure this has been a great work experience. I'm entirely over. Oh wait, really? And so ends the base game. But wait, there's more. So much more. There's an optional 4th course called the Final Course, and it's more than just a more challenging version of the previous course. It includes one notable new character. I tell you, back in the day, this place was jumping. We had families in and out all day, new shows, events, the whole works. It all changed after the bite happened. Oh no. Some kid went up and bit a huge chunk right out of Fredbear's face. Tore it right off. Oh. Now he just sits there all alone on his little stage inside the wall. The crew thinks he ought to be called Threadbare. That's such a good name. A bit crooked, ain't it? In this universe, Fredbear was the bite victim, and he was left to rot like some kind of alternate version of Mangle, and he's now called Threadbare. You see what I mean about this game not trying to take itself too seriously? Even with his goofy origin story, Fredbear manages to be the most unsettling character in the game. That's Threadbare, I think. Is he replacing Freddy? Oh, hi. You're not supposed to be there, Threadbare. Although, I'd be a pretty funny reaction YouTuber. Ah, I shouldn't have refreshed the cameras. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. He glitches out in the cameras and has very unpredictable abilities. He can basically do anything the other characters can do, and then some. Like Larry said, he has the ability to block the conveyor belt, which drains at least half of your power to fix, and other characters operate just as quickly as normal when he's doing it. Speaking of power, you probably won't ever run out of power in courses 1 through 3, but Threadbare can definitely make it happen on the final course, especially if he works together with any other character. When you do run out of power though, it isn't necessarily the end. In a bite at Freddy's, running out of power just means you have to wait for it to recharge, which takes around 15 seconds. The only problem is that you're only likely to run out of power in the later courses, where 15 seconds is almost a guaranteed death. Well, now I'm dead. Especially since you only run out of power when you're trying to stop someone from getting to you. Oh! No shot! When you complete the game, you get a brief little cutscene again from Freddy's point of view, and after the cutscene, you get a cool newspaper saying that the characters have gone missing, and apparently Larry isn't all that upset about it. They've been acting all screwy for years. Honestly, I'm not all too shaken up by this myself. The robots are great and all, but food is really the heart of it. If you want some good cooking and some big smiles, come on over. So that's all this game has to offer, right? Absolutely wrong. These character designs are peak, and they fit perfectly into the lighthearted overall tone of the game. Freddy looks unique and classic at the same time, and the whole talk box aesthetic is really cool. Somehow I went the entire game not realizing that they were crawling because they didn't have a lower half. Bonnie has the best outfit by far, Chica comes in with a close second, and she looks hilarious. Ever since we heard Rockstar Chica's voice lines in Ultimate Custom Night, Southern Chica has felt canon to me. Threadbare is looking simultaneously creepy and goofy with his massive head bandage, but Foxy is my personal favorite. Something about his glasses mixed with his brown suit is hilarious and absolutely perfect to me. Larry's design is alright, I guess. I just feel like he needs more Larry, you know? If you made it this far into the video, comment the most heinous war crimes you've witnessed Larry commit. I'll go first. Personally, he poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses. But that's just me. There are 6 main challenge modes in A Bite at Freddy's, 4 of which add some unique game mechanics. The other 2 are the standard 510 and 520 modes, along with a secret Ultramax custom night at the end of this section. The challenges are set up in a way to help you master each gameplay element in preparation for the 520 mode, aka the full course. The first challenge is Basket Hunt, where wretched manager Larry sends you 6 orders instead of the standard 3. But here's the catch. The orders appear in random rooms in somewhat hard to spot locations, creating an extra layer of challenge to progress through the night. Freddy, Bonnie, and Threadbare are active, with the first 2 being set on difficulty 10 and the last being set on 5. The main goal of Basket Hunt is to get you comfortable quickly switching around the characters. Haunting Roulette is next, and this one is by far the most unique. Larry gives you a zap gun left by the technician at the beginning of the game, which uses a bit of your power each time you use it. When an animatronic enters its attack phase, it has a chance to haunt the corresponding object. The game makes it obvious when an object is being haunted, the screen loses saturation, and hallucinations of the haunted item appear on screen. Oh, she didn't haunt it. I thought it was almost guaranteed that they would haunt. if they got in the room like that. The easiest way to tell which item is haunted is to pay attention to which animatronic is approaching. This mode has every character except Threadbare, with half set to 5 and the other half set to 10. This mode helps you familiarize you further with dealing with each animatronic prevention element, and gives the developers an excuse to make a fan, lever, gun, and light switch jump scare. Cold Kitchen includes every animatronic except Foxy. This mode's unique element is the cameras freeze if you don't refresh them every few seconds. When they freeze, they essentially become unusable. This mode prepares you for just how many times you have to refresh the cameras when Foxy is set to max difficulty while still dealing with the other characters. Out of Service is my personal favorite. Bonnie and Chica are set to 10 and Freddy and Foxy are set to 5. The catch with this mode is that the conveyor belt is completely out of service, but animatronics can still get through it just fine. If one gets in, it's over. This challenge teaches you how to prevent Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy from getting into the conveyor belt, something you'll have to be good at in the final battle. The next mode is Lunch Rush. Larry sends 6 orders to us once again, and the animatronics are all set to 10. I'll be honest, the final course was easier than expected. After completing the challenge modes, it wasn't too hard to handle. If you complete the final course, you get this short cutscene showing the animatronics crawling through a field in the dark. Bit anticlimactic, isn't it? It would be if this were actually the 520 mode. The only way to play the real 520 mode is to manually set each animatronic's difficulty level to 20, and then click ready. The difference in aggression is apparent right away. The first 5 normal nights of A Bite at Freddy's are mostly about paying attention, but this mode adds a formidable resource management element. Most of my deaths came from losing power, and the ones that didn't came from me being so focused on quickly catching animatronics in order to conserve power that I didn't notice Bonnie or Chica in my office. You have to make sure to use each power-hungry tool as briefly as possible to get rid of each animatronic, because of the sheer amount of times you'll need to stop them. If Freddy's head gets cut off at any point before Order 3 is on the way, you might as well reset the run, because a level 20 headless Freddy is virtually impossible to deal with grouped with the other max difficulty characters. Threadbare's mechanics really began to shine in this mode, along with this really creepy camera render of him. He occasionally appears in Cam 9. If you don't refresh the cameras quickly enough, Threadbare jump scares and disables the cameras until you refresh them again. His conveyor jam ability is interesting on this final night, for one main reason: no one can get through the conveyor while it's jammed. If an animatronic tries to get into the conveyor while Threadbare has it jammed, they'll get stuck, meaning you only have to keep track of Freddy and Foxy until you decide to unjam Threadbare, meaning it's extremely helpful for Threadbare to jam the vents if too many things start piling up. The only downside is that the orders can't move forward while the conveyor is jammed, so it's basically a pause button for the night. Let's go! After many attempts, I finally completed the real 520 mode, and I got this. Is there anything? Where's the That's all? A Fredbear finger puppet. A Bite at Freddy's serves as a great breath of fresh air in the FNAF Fangame space. It does the best job I've ever seen of making the cameras a vital part of gameplay without becoming repetitive. With the PG horror vibe the newer FNAF games are going for, it makes a lot of sense to make a game that intentionally takes this vibe and runs with it rather than half-heartedly attempting to cater to 2 different audiences. I'm working on a really long video detailing my favorite and most anticipated fan games of 2023 that will include this video, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And finally, thanks for watching.